beautiful, epic episode. As always, angivakele wani ngivale mata ita mata.
We matter.
Dinsa.
Manado.
Oh, wala. So, guys, we're back with another beautiful episode. But today, it's not only going to be beautiful, but it's going to be educational and informative, because we have the Chancellor himself in the building. As you can see, Matt.
Chancellor,
not the Chancellor. What's the difference?
No
The
pronunciation.
CH.
SH, so many pronunciation. But give me that
Chancellor
one.
CH, but Chancellor is CO.
Unala
So
Chancellor.
there's a different.
The duties, the Faban.
Yeah, the Chancellor, mostly the one I know of universities, Chancellor, Prof. Makhamkalo,
Okay.
Chancellor, yeah.
Okay. So, guys, we are with the Chancellor of Ward 15.
Yeah.
Yes, Ward 15. And I hope our viewers and audience, you will learn a lot, because we are about to go to vote, and now we need to understand the importance and the insights of why one should vote. Mata, you can appreciate our viewers.
Yeah. Kusikiziwe fethu once again. Yeah, kishaba kofela komakhaya. We really level for the past episodes you revealed in Jonah. Level the support and the subscriptions. Only dia and the viewers. Really level.
Okay.
Yeah, but still we are back again. Kaya matters jabuli our council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Chancellor, before we can even go further, we just want to appreciate you for coming, because we understand that you're a busy person. There's a lot of things that you had to do. Like yesterday, or sorry, but it's fine. It's fine. We understood that there's a lot of duties that you have to attend to. So we'd like you to look at the camera, introduce yourself, your name, and your duties.
Thank you, presenters. I am Councillor Morifitu Johannes. I'm responsible for Ward 15, starting from Mashamaite, Mahodu, Stati, Chokwe, Mashita, Hakovo, Mavitsela, Mashowetleng, Matamanyana. Yeah, all these areas I'm responsible for them in terms of service delivery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so about your educational journey. Utumile guys school before Rafita Mutraba ya Bukanzel. Utumile guys school why
Right, like any other child, I started my primary school at Kabutlangwana Primary School. I grew up in a very, very poor family. My mother was a kitchen girl. Before in 1994 democratic breakthrough, situations in South Africa were very much not conducive. So I would wake up in the morning without a lunchbox. Sometimes, or mostly, not having school shoes. I will go to school barefooted. Teachers will donate school uniform of their kids. Mem Maragane and Memba Mavolo. Those are the teachers who assisted me a lot in my primary school at Kabutamkwa. Then I passed, and then I went to Mushubawa. Then even at Mushubawa, situations were with the saying, I would wear a different school shoes. Sometimes I'll just wear any other shoes, not having school shoes, the black ones. They usually know they usually know school shoes. So I'll wear techies, torn apart, some of them. So the situation was not good, but the dirty waters doesn't stop a plant from growing. I grow up even in that situations until grade. In those years we called them Form 3. Till Form 3. Form 3, when I was doing Form 3, unfortunately, I lost my book. After losing my book, during finals, I didn't write anything. My eyes were closed, but not immediately once I get inside a classroom, my eyes doesn't see anything. But I'll sit down and write and write. Immediately after submitting, as people submit and leave, when I turn around the question paper, I start to know these things. These things, I know them. I should have written this. When my marks comes back, I will get 20, 23, and I'm not kind of that person. So I'll tell the other guy I was working with always, Vincent Gabi. Then will laugh at me and say, you failed this thing. You didn't write this thing. So because he doesn't know my situation, and I was not open to him to say, my man, I faced this situation because I lost this thing. You know, these churches, I'm a Christian myself. So they told me about it, that beware, be careful of your books. They want to do this to you because they know your journey, your destiny. They know who you will become tomorrow. So, but I did not anticipate it to happen like that way. So anyway, it happened. I failed. It was a surprise because it was my first fail. I repeated. I passed well. I did the way they said you must do this to protect yourself. I did everything. I passed. I went to grade 11. Grade 11, something like that happened again. Happens again. I got knocked off by a car. It's corner Marshall and what street? Polokwane. I was just approaching to cross the road. And then as I crossed the road, in the middle of the road, my eyes got closed. After getting closed, the only word I remember was that, in Tuj. Then the next thing, I'm in a hospital I've spent more than 6 months in hospital. And then, like it again, I knew before, but because I was still young and not following these things of religious injunctions well, so I end up facing that. Okay, my leg got broken, and on the last checkup, the doctor said, if you'd come here and your bones are not connected, we're going to cut your leg. It was tough. It was tough. It was tough. I cried. I said, no, not my leg. And then it is doctor's decision. I went check up several times. They took me to Pretoria, but nothing was happening. And then they said, you see, now it's a year and several months and your leg is not connecting. So we are going to cut your leg. So somebody came to me, Stosa, from Ramata Manyan. We were at church and said, hey, my boy, you know you are a Christian. And because you're a Christian, you can't be like that. Go to this church, and then they will help you. The rest is history. I'm working with my 2 legs with no anything here, no chippy or whatever.
Yeah.
Just pure my legs. And then I failed. I went to Mem Sevon and said, Mem, I'm going to pass. Allow me to write my final exam of grade 11. He said, no, if you can't write because you don't have a CAS mark. In our times, we will pass like a CAS mark. Yeah, I was in a hospital. And then I cried and said, pleaded with her, I'll pass. I said, no, you can't. So it was bad, and I had to accept it as it is. And then I repeated grade 11 the following year. I passed well. I did grade 12. I passed, and after passing, I passed with the bachelor, which was a university admission, or which is an university admission. Then I applied to University of Limpopo and UL. So I wanted to do LLB. So at UL, after registering for media and communication studies, then the School of Law called me, and then when I went there, they said, no, LLB is full. We can give you extended, which is 6 years. But knowing the situation back at home, I said no, but 6 years is too much. Yeah, 6 years is too much. I just had to study communication and media studies. It was not my choice, but situation. At Univen, I went there. I could not find space. I came back to UL, and then UL I got space. I studied UL, but I took a gap year in between because of no space at UL. So I had to work at an enterprise trying to make money for registration the following year.
Next year.
Yeah. So fortunately, NSFAS did everything for me, and thanks for the African National Congress's policy on education, which created NSFAS. I'm Dinzwalo. So I studied at UL. It was the 3 years. I studied. I failed geography. I had to repeat it. Then it added 1 year. Then I graduated. That is the journey of my education. Yeah, until I get internship at Polokwane Municipality. Yeah.
So Councillor, I can say, in a experience your black magic.
I can't say it's black magic. Like a life without challenges, it's not a life. Even a biblical metaphor says, tumelo esina moleko asiyona. So tumelo engwe le ngwe e tshwantse e lekiwe. Even Christ himself was tested when he was taken on the top of a mountain, and Satan showed him everything in the world, the wealth, the gold, the diamonds, and said, if you pray me, all these things are all yours. So God said, Ntlogele Satan. Hey, Ntlogele Satan. So Lena, it was part of test. So I can't say it's a black magic. It's not a black magic. I don't take it as a black magic, but it is a test. It was a test. Yeah.
So, Councillor, about politics, the determining over politics before the Taba council.
okay, before my political journey started when I was young. Even the accident I got, I was at a World Disability Day or World AIDS Day. Yeah, it was a World AIDS Day at Pitamgawa Stadium. So, you know, when we were young, no khatla ko na mela bus ba re ba re fa di t-shirt le dijo re no khatla ke ntwane wa so it's not that much conscious. It's not that much conscious until ke joina so before what 15 re na le go wela go poleke tse dingwe re wela le bo Mabitsela le bo Mahibitšwane re kopana go sekolong se sa Mahibitšwane. Yeah, so tertiary institution politics then sharpened me because I was active in politics, both SASCO Youth League and Young Communist League YCL, and I was even elected as in a highly contested elections of plus minus 800 people in a hall. It was KA or KB. Yeah. So it was a highly contested elections. I got elected together with Koke Chomatiu, Mudipana Samuel, and others to serve the School of Languages and Communication as a chairperson. And also that my political activism led for my appointment as a assistant residence manager responsible for first year students at Tambo residences. Yeah, so I come far.
So being a counselor, because of we work at only easy because of we are come to what to pelangana what to hosofale and what to sometimes una lo deal about something then we appreciate a party where is appreciate. So the challenges them who try to kumana but hey murifia be what any that more sighting how do you deal with them?
First, you need to accept that you are not man, you can't be loved by all. You are not selling ice cream, you can't be loved by all. Everything.
So by saying that it means so the service is there, service provision is there, it's just that but manosorat. Some of the people were not so right.
I can't say what avanrat, but we need to appreciate or even if you do good, people will still complain because for now, ANC government has done a lot for South Africans. If you look at our villages today and our villages back then, you won't even realize or area you won't chayona most nepembare kichokwe ke mashobetheng ke kai you guys believe or ke tsona ga o lebella today ka mogolo gore dilo di fetoile ka ona. So batho ba na le dilo ka moka nge o ba ka bontsi. So mo bathong ba na le dilo ka bontsi batho ba thomile go ba passive, ba thomile go phutha matsogo a ba sa le active ba nyaka go participate ka ra a dilo ka ra democratic processes. So whatever you do, they will always sit down and criticize. But had they came lava ka moka, when we pass ka moka because ka moka re mo, and even when we fail ka moka re ba re tseba gore nkane ye e sa be ona ke ka lebaka la eng so.
So Mr. Murif, by saying that lenyako re a net the support from the what 15 communities?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying but today bana le dilo ka moka ngere. So mo bana le dilo ka moka abasa participate ka ra dilo. se ba sa participate ka ga di
politics or
no ka ra di process tša masepala like wa e bona so a ke re ge re taba le selo mmušo wa consult a ke re re ke mmušo wa batho ka batho mmušo must consult mo bathong batho ba rena re nyaka 1 2 a ke re so ka nako ene ya consultation ya IDP batho a bate wa ikwisha so mo ba sa teng their role is to stand and criticize
the community or
the individuals of course yeah that's the individuals so might be part of them also and it's not I'm not saying ke blame or ke blame no ke life ya ke life le ge re ka kitima so in a race re ka se fithe to a finish line ka moka ka nako e teng so o tla ba le ba fithang pele wa ba le ba fithang morao ba le jwalo so in a nutshell ke gore re ka se rate ke batho ka moka and re ka se appreciate ke batho ka moka but the good things tše re di diang o na le batho ba ile gore re kgona go ba toucha positively in their lives and ba kgona go ba le tšwelopele e kaone nya
so Mr. Councillor, quick one. How big is Ward 15?
Big in terms of
okay, let's just say how many villages fall under Ward 15?
I've got Mashamaite, Ahodu, Mashita, Ko, Chokwe, Start, Mashobotleng, Mavitse, there are 8.
So 8. 8 villages under Ward 15. And if one were to ask, what are the major duties has Murifi done under Ward 15, under 8 villages?
Yeah.
Would we have some?
As you know, those who did economics knows that capital is a scarce resources. Government doesn't have money that can do all these things people want at the same time. So we deal with budgeting.
Okay.
So we could say this financial year we are going to do electric 1, 2, 3 extensions. Again. One in Ward 15, one in Ward 38, one in Ward
okay, so
like this. So budget I share.
Okay.
I share Ward 50. I share across municipal wide. Okay. So you might find that they've constructed an Apollo light here in Arachok. Then it passes 2 years to 3 years. They've constructed Apollo light at Ramashamaid. You see, and these 3 years which there's no Apollo light constructed at any villages, you must know that Apollo light has been constructed at other wards, at that other wards.
But
so,
my question was, which major duty, since you stepped in as a councillor, have you attained?
All right. Since my ascension as a councillor, I have under Polokwane municipality constructed water infrastructure at Ramashamaite.
Okay.
Water infrastructure at Mahodu.
Okay.
Also regraveling at Maduorom. And also employed and made a very significant impact on the lives of ordinary community members, employed a large number of young people to work on 6 months basis and also on 12 months basis. Also I've managed to switch on Mashamaite, Apollo Light. Yeah. So others is water. We've got a scheme. It's Maleji East Regional Water Scheme. Yeah, that we usually do. It covers both 3 wards. It's what 36 and 38. So we also constructed a water infrastructure from Amakibelo towards Amatamanyane booster pump, then towards Galorodi. So that's the things we do, and also assist people with the electrical faults. There are many. You saw Kapila left here to attend the family from Mushia family there. Yeah, they had the challenges with the electrical fault. We assist them because to call ESCOM is quite exorbitant. It might take the whole 100 rand. So we use technology to report to ESCOM, and ESCOM respond, and sometimes it takes time to respond, but that's what we do. And also what is normally known as study road, but it's not study road. A road from Hasetati towards via Chokwe to Mashotle. It's on process. We are now been promised or been given 1.5 million for both a design.
Is it a promise or it's been fulfilled?
No, it's written, it's documented.
Or the money is not yet in?
It's documented. No, it's on budget.
Okay.
Yeah, it's documented. Anytime after April, April, then they can start designing it from that side to a point where they see fit that it could end here.
Okay. Then what happened to the previous one, the previous project? Because I think there's a tar road in our study, that one. You got to get test driver to go in. What happened? What was happening there?
No, it was a road concession. Road concession municipality goes to DBSA, the Development Bank of South Africa, and other banks which lend money. So municipality has lend money from DBSA. After the lending money, they agreed that all councillors are going to share that money through road construction. And then as they share, it could not make a 1 kilo. It made 800. It made 800. So that is how it was planned. There is nothing wrong with that road. It's just that the money that was allocated for that road, it carried it from Dendron Road to that.
But then people are complaining because people have been promised like the road is gonna come from Mategering to Mashuti. And then even on the Logi Warring you have accomplished or attained, there are still complaints about them.
But at the same time, to add on what he's saying, if the government knew exactly that the money was not going to be enough for the road, why did the councillors still use the money to create that? Was it necessary to create Skontri? Like, if we were to think about it, was it necessary? Because it saves nothing, cars still dies.
I'm not a spokesperson of the former council, but let's speak about the tar road.
Okay.
It was necessary because Akarika Mugama councillor a 45 Basharalane that 50 million. I get it.
Oh, 50
so
million, that was a lot.
I'm just giving an example. I'm just giving an example. I get it, I'm not saying money per se, by far. It do about a chelter mobile, and I remember that sale, that road does not belong to municipality. But municipality having understanding ya gore ke rena mogausi le bona rena le botsa rena le tshelo re asitsa rena. It's a D road ke public works. Ke public works sa ya masipala. So masipala ka lebaka la gore lena le sa tsebe gore ke a mang ke a ba fe lena le bona rena lena le betha rena. So masipala wa no idiang wa no idi because le batho ba ba inaka, but unfortunately chelete was not enough e le gore nka just contributela se just fetiša mašokoteng so nobody aid money there ke tšhelete e be leng gona e be covera sona se contributana sela sa gago.
And then on that one ya go ya try ke bole gore mašokoteng ga ba go latile
a ke tsebeng nna e ke tsebang it was a report to me a certain individuals from EFF they came complain or what committee wa ANC or removile di-poster ja bona ba ya kwa hae ba ro ya kwa hae community yacho ya re no lena is not about issue ya post le mo bekeng le tile la rota la hwetša e sona so those guys ba EFF ba toa ba o tšea councillor wa PR councillor
wa EFF
from Muleji ataka vene a laiša batho ba EFF ba ya kwa to my ward committee Mr. Ramangwa agar so when they approached me I said do you have a proof because it's an electoral misconduct you don't remove other parties posters no it's an electoral misconduct and a misconduct must be reported to the relevant authorities again so they said no re se nna phone ya o tšentse be ke tshwarele popotwana but knowing the person would have not allowed Mr. Ramangwa to remove the posters ka re nto e bolelang a e kgonege wena bo ka se dumele motho a tosha di-poster tšeo and eba o dia di-poster I know I gave them Mr. Ramangwa and Mr. Peme ba file ke nna di-poster tša NC so the way ke ba tsebang ka ona a se batho ba ka diang dilo tšana tšeo but anyway a ke ba defend na both of them ke ba advice it or go and report I also advise Mr. Ramangwa go and open case we buji go to police station amfa case number but we buji case ba rile nyaka ke disciplinary what so inyaka batho ba maphodisa ba o discipline batho ba sainish ke tseba so I just heard solely from Magodu on a certain WhatsApp. Hey, I can't respond to such. There are things that you don't respond. Not everything when as a leader requires you to respond. You don't respond to such. As a leader, you must know as when ice cream, as when zaka, but do what you are supposed to do. Thank you.
So, Mr. Morif, on your achievement, employment, like 6 months to 12 months contract. So, on Tabayanela, ya expanded public goods for IPWP. So, on a level to buy complete, they don't understand or not. The people where did they get hired? Did you post it to
yeah, what are the procedures for people to
procedure is simple. I'll come and say to what committee of Mahodu, for example, Mechtelin, Kobala Motomoteng. Mechtelin will give me 1%. I'll go to Mashamaid, Lepai Kobala Motomo.
Okay, so
I'm from Motomoteng. I'll come to Achokwe. Carlos Mpemutomoteng. Rama Wampemutomoteng. On other things, it was advertised that people should apply. So people applied. I get
advertised to
it was advertised all over. I took it to Meshate. I posted it on my Facebook page. It's there.
Okay. But my concern is here. When you go to, for example, you mentioned Mahud, you go to a lady called Magdalene and say Mpemutomute, then Afamutomute. Why should you go to the person and say Mpemutomute? Why can't people apply to get such positions? Because Magdalene will offer Mutuara.
Okay. Not every post or work requires or requires people to apply. EPWP are the advertising.
So we take our favorites.
In some communities where Rashumisha yes and no. I call them, they come, and then we put something like this. We write yes. I'm gonna know the high level. Rajara local like a more Rajara the Hudua. Napili Batwata range. Like Magurung, the same. Mashawatin recently they
yes or no.
That one didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yes or no.
Which ones?
Based on maybe when we had EPWP.
Yeah, EPWP normally there's no yes or no because they just want one person. Imagine calling
they
the
just
whole
want one person.
Yeah.
But
Calling the whole
are
different. They are different. I'm going to come there.
Okay.
Imagine calling the whole community for just one EPWP work. It's pointless.
So who do you go to?
Mahod, in a project, water project, I called them to do yes and no. It's unfortunately the number which was needed. Mahod youth could not make it. So I took the entire people, Babanyaka Merako Mahod. I even used Batwa Choko Babakolengori, Mahod for yes and no. But they need Batwa ba mashita and Batwa ba Mashamite because I wanted 45. So they could not make 45. Yeah, so even if I remember the Mashamite it was 5, here it was 3, Mashita it was something, we got 2 or 3 on the same.
Just to make the number 45.
Just to make the number because key requirements, our project is bill. Yeah. Baba mo ba green what ke ba public works. Public works. No, public works, sorry. By environment, not public works. By environment. Yeah. So by environment, I apply like but to apply. After applying, process will unfold. Process will unfold. And after unfolding, it's when others received calls. But what the municipality did is to balance. Or each village must have at least a quite number of people to work in their village. They don't work, they don't use transport or what. They work in their own village. What we don't want to see is dirty things running around. They must make sure that their place is well maintained, is well cleaned.
Yeah.
Then, Mr. Kansala, what are you saying about the complaints, the achievement during or the achievement? Like, sorry, like, political employment, would you see like people are still complaining? People are still complaining about the water services. Even the Masho thing, almost guy, you're complaining about water services.
Thank you. Water challenge is across the board. Those who studied geography will tell you South Africa is a water scarce country. That's why at some point there was an idea that we could use an ocean water, right, desalinate, right, cleaner, right here from the sea, right here, right, clisha matramong rafabatu. So areas like Mashobotling, Mavitsela, Chokwe, they do not have enough underground water. That's why in instances like Mavitsela, they had to go so what do we do to solve that one? As government of the ANC or and Polokwane municipality are saying Polokwane municipality is a water authority. As such, I want to ba matamanyana ba sere metse ke a bona se a bona a ba tsebo o reka a transformer ba tsebo e ba dipala tsa mothasa ba tsebo le ba mashamaite le ba mashita le ba mashobothe le ba kae metse ke a masepala. That's why metse a noa mo a tšhoko ke matse a tswang a le mo molete wa mo a kobolola kwa mashita kua metse a noang ko mashobotlheng le a o noa kwa mabitsela a tswa le mo melete mebedi mo la between matamanyane le start and also mo mafelong a matamanyane ke ba mabitsela ne ba yona metse le ba ramphele. Yes, complain ya metse ra tseba we have attended it and we have resolved it. Ba yona metse le ba ramphele kua. So unfortunately magodu a ya senya infrastructure ja rena. So ge ba o lokisha kwa le ba lokela pump ya 30 mo le gore go fase ne le 50 it was powerful le gone pusha metsi until la fita mabitsela. So e ba e loketse plus le di illegal connection metsi ona hana power. So ke le bakanyana le ka no fita mbo ma 6 to more than 7 months go batho ba mabitsela ba sene metsi. Anyway, we've intervened and Monday and Tuesday ba to no metsi batho ba mabitsela magodu re ba lokeletse metsi ke mo re ba lokeletse metsi metsi a le ona le area study mo towards amashamaite kwa ha di tshubetse ha di tshubetse. So bothata bo gona re botseba ebile re ra gona ra bontshana le community kwa le gore if metsi a le so le re a nywela ka sa dlelete ba dirile di-valve mo pump operator tswalela ka mo metsi a fete a ye kwa baage ba roga ba gona ba boya ba dira. The unfortunate part is that batho ba rena ha ke tsebe gore ke tare ke metsi ke a ona re thusa batho ka metsi a ona le wa pele wa thatso. So batho ba dirile dilo tsa bona like ba ta go tsa gore no khomutsa ka dine metsi a ona di ne metsi a ona a o rogele metsi a dikgomo a se metsi a dikgomo a ke re dikgomo tse wa di rekisha o dira chelete a di rekisha o dira chelete a ipe metsi a kgone o di kgone mo tswalela di mo dile kgomo tse dintsi o di di cabbage o di di wato o tseri wato ke re metsi a ke a onwa ke a o thapa ke a se dikgomo how dia ditena. I remember at some point when I was at committee there was this person I pile metsa a masipala connected illegally. I dira ditena masipala had to find that person again a room fine ba mmoja bara ngru dia chelete e pa metsi ka ditena tše we pe metsi o kitie like ke business. So rena we are not supporting business must buy water go masipala rena re fa batho. So it's unfortunate gore batho ba shumisha metsi a rena ka mogano bo mara e se tshwanelo ke motho a na le business a ruile dikgomo a ruile diwatwat a rekishitše a ipe metsi o di kgone to motswalela kgone o te dikgomo tše dintšhi a kgone o dia tšhelete a ke a ona le o thapa le o thatsa jwa le ba
so ka gore a mabitsela e ka bana le 7 months ba sane metsi no ba provide like tracker be fele ba deliverela metsinyana at least.
Yeah, we were supplying water through water tankers. Unfortunately, due to water crisis at Polokwane municipality, which affected both a city and a Seshio, which pays rates. I get tropong le ka se ba patla the rates. So how we did track, e be di sata ka mogolo o tshwana le pele di tšea nako ota etata ba o fight and mo le gore motsoko o mogolo. So di be di sate ka mogwa go tsofatša but ko mathomong kwa le ge re na le mathata di tracker be di kgona ota ka bontši ka mogore gota ka bofo le jwa. So no di disturb ka gore ona le water crisis go Polokwane municipality ya lepella Northern Waters. So pipe tša bona spec on pipe no plan tunje jwale le jwale, so maintenance and so forth, and also the effect of load shedding, because how na load shedding kwa lepeko kwa Ebenezer kwa Ebenezer ba ka se pump metsi Thopolokwane because a hona mthasi. So those hours tše ba dutšeng ba sa pump ka toropong le ka Polokwane will be, I mean, ka toropong le ka se will be affected. So, ha le nyaka di-truck, ba di tšere ba di šitše ka sešio le ka toropong, wa ekweša. So you can imagine gore ka toropong ke poleke e kang mo nyake ya metsi, wa ekweša.
So what we can say is that the municipality doesn't have enough resources to supply almost everyone. Because if everybody targets A5 and we have maybe 8 villages, so and now we're adding Sesheo, Blood Riven at all those other places, Katraga J4, meaning the municipality shows that it doesn't have enough resources for people.
Yeah, one could say that, and one could differ with that assertion. But I agree the significance of these water tankers is only for relief. It's not permanent. It is only for relief. Yeah, or khethe jo senyehile re kgone o relieve batho ka di water tankers. A se lo tšere ka no dula ra re a re rekeng di-trucka tše wa bona na village ya rena ke di kanga. You can imagine the village tša Polokwane municipality ona ke tše kae ka ra 45 watts ke tše dintšhi. So you can't buy them, those trucks. O di bea kae yo reila ka bomang. So a long-term solution ke gore re nyake the water catchment areas ka mo underground re drille metsi re drilla metsi re a cleaner re tšee re a fe batho.
Okay, so councillor, ona le di-boreholes tše le gore ba di dirilile ana mo around ka re last year or last of last o di yang ka tsona because of sare ba no di epa ba fetse ba di tloela.
I'm not so sure of them, but what I know, the Department of Water Affairs ile ya tamo ya drilla le mashobothe ndi ona bomatamane ndi ona. In fact, almost all these areas dina le military water affairs. So military ona aine metsi o khwetša ile 0.2 0.1 0.3 so ke metsi ale ya ke metsi ale le gore
a isa bereka a sa nyake
ya a kre metsi a setšhaba community a se metsi ale o ka epanka eno ya ba a eno ka eno le ka no pompa la tša toromo la fetša 2 days to 3 days le sa pompe. So metsi a setšhaba mo re epa metsi a setšhaba mostly re šomiša 2 point something 6 point something megaliters wa bona per second wa bona. So military ra e tseba ke Department of Water Affairs, but a se le goreng re ka ya ra local infrastructure ya rena moo because a se ya rena e re epileng before re epa batho ba rena ba ta ba checka pele gore plek mo metsi a le mo ke metsi a re ka fa setšhaba na ke a mantšhi na pele ile a mantšhi ke mo le gore ba ta kgona go epa ba kgona ba tša ba fa batho.
Okay, so if it happens or a kre mo gaufi le metsi, if it happens or then one fair yarata mo gaufi le that bohole le feleletse e le ka kara yarata ya ke dumeletse ka ishumisha ke dumeletse ka reka motho then ka pompa metsi for nna or ke government property ya ke touch ntile ka mo yarata.
I'm not well informed about that, but I can't imagine so it might happen. It might happen. Munchi ona ya water affairs ke ga it might happen or ba fa stene ka ra ya ratane but water affairs a ba bona le ba ke ga le ba tile e mentši bile itimele e mengwe ba ile di something di makanyana mola mo yona mola ya ke no ba ke sene tsebo e ka le gore what will happen.
Yeah, so on taba ya load shedding last na rena le na kaneng na go tšela di Springboks World Cup ya di Springboks. So there is no issue ya load shedding by that time. Then after that World Cup is finished, then the issue ya trauma will be problem in task. So no, the people are saying that really the voting are savana problem ya load shedding. So, Mr. Mrefudi allows load shedding. Is it true, Rene, when the time you give her the electricity, then then the government takes the electricity?
Once again, people will talk. Rabale Matase, people will talk or will complain. Rotaka Matase, people will complain. Let me appreciate the ANC-led government, the Minister of Energy, Dade Hossein Soramokgopa, his appointment by the President of the Republic, Mr. Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, is yielding some positive results. You know, our power stations are old, are very, 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 very old, and as such, they keep on breaking. And as they break, there is no way we won't have load shedding or have a load shedding. And you might hear or refisha oliench or revermatas. Personally, I'm grateful that Minister is finally getting there where we want him to resolve electricity crisis in our country, and we end up not having load shedding. You know, the president tried, together with the ruling party, to also pass a law that allows the independent power producers to also produce and sell electricity to Eskom and also to companies if they want it, or entities if they want it. So all these efforts are all made to resolve the crisis we once faced.
So
now it's almost 15 days without load shedding. It's not because we are having elections. No. We are crying as communities, as South Africans, that we are losing jobs because of load shedding. We are losing foods and high food prices, or food prices are hiking because of no electricity. So when the government finally resolve our challenges, people will still talk. People are talking negative instead of appreciating. But anyway, it's also their freedom of expression. They've got right to express themselves that way. Yeah, I don't blame them.
But then, Mr. Councillor, why does it seem like these problems are being resolved when they are beneficial of the ANC? Like now we are heading to the elections. The load shedding problem, as you say, it's resolved. Why is it being resolved while we are heading to the elections? All along, what was happening?
The minister was busy on the ground visiting all power stations, Medupi, Kusile, Kubech, all of them.
So it means
the minister was visiting them. So after visiting them, he must compile a report
so
and also diagnose the problems that he encountered together with the engineers. So now the minister has resolved our electrical electric problems. So one could not say we will no longer have a load shedding because you don't know which day will something break at Kubech, which day will something break at Kusile.
So currently the station jo bitsa gale why let's di fix le no di message because of up load shedding as into and na na re feel ngeli di fix and give di sharp police station jo.
Yeah. That is why there is, amongst South Africans, there is a view that why can't we use the nuclear and build a new nuclear power stations? But you know, the rules of the United Nations, which bars countries to use nuclear, etc., etc. But government has a plan to say these power stations has lived more than 20 years. So obviously going forward, it's going to give us problems of regularly breaking down, maintaining. That is why they've built a Medupi power station. It's a new power station. Yeah, it's a new power station, which of course, if all units.
So Mr. Murifika, that the Medupi power station, new power station, still we are struggling jail. So why does our the station the cancer is a Khalid also? Either jail or the Tusha Medupi.
Yeah, it's not something that I could take or make at my at the level of a council, but one could only add and say where we meet as the ruling party, we will advise or but no, because the United Nations declaration on nuclear only bars countries to use nuclear on weapons. How about we use nuclear to generate electricity? Because it seems like this load shedding problem is going to be problematic even in 5 years to come, in 10 years to come. Because if this power station, the old power stations, gives us problems now, and we don't build new power stations to supplement the old ones, one could only say we're still going to face similar problems even in 5 years to come, in 10 years to come. Yeah, so a solution, one could just say maybe government should also explore an idea after building Medupi of building another more power stations to supplement the old ones.
Yeah. Guys, I think there you have it. As we are questioning the councillor, trying to get the solutions about our communities and all the challenges that we are facing. And I believe our audience and viewers out there will also have questions in the comment section, so that maybe next time when we invite the councillor once again, we can reflect on those questions. So, Mr. Councillor, beside you being a councillor, what like the duties of you being a councillor? In a sense, you just stay at home and wait for a call. Mashamedi, there's a problem, or there are things that you do at your spare time. Is my question clear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Councillor is a full-time job.
Okay. It's not a 9 to 5 job. It's a full-time job.
It's not a 9. It's 12 o'clock midnight. They call you. You have to wake up and drive to a problem, an area where they experience a problem. Councillor is not a PR. PR only assist there is something called a PR counsel. You only assist if they say Councillor Murphy is not well, it's at hospital or it's at home, it's not well, then they deploy PR. But counsellor is a full-time job.
Okay.
They requires you 24/7. Yeah, 367 days. Wa bona ba ke ba hao. So I want to ha ke bereke mo thake mo ofong goba ke chaishitše.
So this was your first run as a counsellor?
Yeah, it was my first run as a counsellor. I'm Tinzwalo of counsellors.
Okay.
Yeah, Tinzwalo is
Who's
anyone born 1994.
Okay.
Tinzwalo it's wanga name. In Sepedi, Kanore ke kwena ke Thabang, ke mam as long as I believe under 1994. I'm not born be ka 1994. I'm born 80 something. Let me not go there. But I'm saying Tinzwalo in this way, in this sense. From back, the councillors were old people.
Very old.
Very old people. But I'm the first young councillor. So, meaning I'm a foundation of the young generation to come. One could only say, after Murif, there is no way we could go to an old person. It means if we are not satisfied or we are satisfied with Murphy, but we are saying Murphy, well, I got Togo. So we'll no longer go to the old person. Yeah.
So when they elect you as a councillor, let's just say people vote and they say Murphy, you're a councillor, and the board decides, say, okay, Murphy, you're a councillor. Is there a certain capital that the government says you are the councillor, here's $1 million for you to start being a councillor? Because I think when they select you don't have a car, you don't have anything. You know, when they select you, two series. So is there a certain amount that they say, since they selected you as a councillor, here's this money, then start being a councillor, then there will be monthly payments after that?
There is no such.
Okay.
You only get paid monthly.
Okay.
It's just that when you are a councillor, or Tambo said, you are saying, I quote me, you are saying it is difficult to fight apartheid government. Wait until you win and become a government. We'll see that it is difficult because everybody expects a lot from you. So, I will councillor, but banana or so something like that. There's no such. Okay. So, but as you know, we assist people. You can't go to radio or no. Mahalabos Hopete Matas or Hopete 12,5. I can matter to Gamanchi and Afapana. So with that man, if Ella Namovatum, over regular Matas, over regular Maupi, something like that, or Wanani dieta, Wanani uniform, Wanani Sigmaria, Wabusha.
Your personal salary.
A personal salary. While ba mashamaite ba unyaka auto ba botsa gore koloi ene petrol, you know the hiking price ya petrol it's almost every month or after every 3 something like that. So it's tough.
So going back, would you say, I don't think every councillor does what you do, using their personal money to buy things for people. I don't think it's for every councillor. So with you, would you say it's because you grew up at a poor background? It's what gave you an insight, I should help the next person?
Yeah, one could say that, but also as a council, you must go extra miles. We are not expected to use our salary to buy things for one. So you must do extraordinary things. No, There's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing. Okay. So you need to do extra miles. When I entered here, many people, especially of this area called here Hachokwe, they will tell you, something like that. So that those who does it constructively to motivate you, there are those who does it to destroy you. In English, you praise the dead to undermine the present. There are those who praise the past to undermine the present. So on a idea positively or idea negatively, will destroy. So I'm inspired by Comrade Murwana, the former councillor of Ward 15, because when you go around, they'll tell you, so these things, these positive things people speaks about him, they inspire me to also do more. Yeah.
So with all what it said about you, I like what you said, that people always talk. You do good, they talk, you do bad. But with everything that is said about you, do you think you will get a second run as a councillor?
It's not up to my thinking.
But do you want it?
It's up to the branch of the African National Congress, the general membership of the African National Congress, and also the community. I get the assent to the presidency said, send me to Mamina. So whenever people says there is no way you could say no, because we are saying we are the servant of the people. There is no way we're now Gagana. So it's not up to you, we're now Nana. It's up to Wona. Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys.
Councillor, being a councillor, was it like a dream or a councillor, or it just happened? Or you've always wanted to be a councillor?
When I grew up, I never even wanted to be a councillor. I've never even dreamed to be a councillor. As I told you that I'm a Christian.
Hallelujah.
When I was young, I was told that go first chaba was Sibusha. But now I never thought go first chaba was Sibusha. It was in the form of a council. So now what I did is that I was an intern at Polokwane municipality. While I was intern at Polokwane municipality, I contested for what committee elections, and I was elected overwhelmingly in my community there at Mashobotli. So I learned a lot during that time. So, you know, now I could say, go to Gamerego. But God knew before I will be a councillor. So when these things came to reality, and then I started to remember, there was once this talk that I'm going to give you Sechava Usibusha, but none nexa Kushishore it in the form of council. So, but not personally, I never dreamed of being a councillor. No. Now I loved to be a businessman. Yeah. When I was young, I used to write companies' names there without registering them. Right. What companies? What construction? What? So as time goes on, these things need to be registered. Many have registered them. many they've been deregistered due to non-compliance because now you understand. So now I loved to be a businessman and also to work for the people, but not in the form of counsel. But as time goes on, as a counselor, as a ward committee, I started to love working with people and also resolving their challenges. So ward committee, one could say it sharpened me, and also it ignited my saving desire to serve communities, desire to serve people in terms of services.
Okay. So before we jump on the voting part, your answer to the people, those who are having complaints against you, is not that you're not doing enough. Is that you're doing enough, but people will always talk. That's your final answer.
Agree. I need to be specific. Or let me just let's generalize.
Please. Please.
People varies in terms of complaints. They complains about different things. One will complain about ESCOM, one will complain about water, one will complain about the road, one will complain about many things. So I could say to them, Musha Felipe, you know the damage the apartheid did to South Africa. It's over 300 years. And you can't undo the injustice of the past in 30 years. You know, South Africa today, 30 years, a democracy, freedom. Agar. Ugasere musho ujere 300 years. When you compare the musho ANC, what 30 years, what ANC ka 30 years. Eta dia or dilotela musho apartheid go di dia khalakhala ka 30 years ANC di dia ka moka batho ka moka re khotsofale ANC e ka se kgonega.
So why
there is imbalances.
Why ANC up from where the apartheid government left? In Traumaverse. Because of where
remember when you say the ANC must pick up from where the apartheid left. An apartheid government where left us by now. Ngabersa di ntho re di ngani yana ngabersa nne mabona ha tshwanetse go nna go toropong re na re sena le hona
not
so those things
pick up from
I agree the apartheid government the apartheid government it took 300 years more than 300 years agar udia that damage na re bitang damage ngar bona ba ibone jwa le ka damage ya gore a o fitha go toropong bua gore ke tsena ka toilet go ja ngwe le black engwe le white o ya go ya black is dirty ibile a ithokomelo a maintain ID but ya bona ba beya motho mo a tshwara dikhia motho mo ntshaka se tsene ibile go se tsene wa igusha so dilo jiwe o ka se tewa di undo ka 30 years.
Okay.
So the ANC had a very mammoth task ya undo the injustice of the past. Ya jia muthasi o go sungona mo mahai ya re fa hona mo mtharna le mthasi shi jere ka ra mabona re ka ra di broadcast podcast wele le ywana so lo jeke di sona ile tsa batho ba tshou fela wa igusha so but today di wona and we must appreciate the African National Congress for that a job well done and also continue to give it a chance for the idire o feta mo.
Oh, we thank you for the, I can't say beautiful answer, it will be up to the people, but we thank you for the answer. And let's jump on voting. Since you are going to voting, some people say, mostly youth, they don't want to vote. I think maybe you can shed some light to them, those who don't want to vote, and say, these are the importance of voting. Because one, you know, Vaswa, we like ngas vote it's not merego and vote like ya vote do not try. So what is your word of wisdom towards them? Why should we vote as a youth? because le no was register
registering
re bontsha number
all right ke tla thoma ka ena yeah it's some sort of a comparison. So
okay
before 1994 re be re ya sekolong re tswa for re ja bogobe ka morogo wa monawa re ja bogobe ka dinawa re tshwara scaftini sa morogo ka dinawa ka matsapane ba bangwe ba ile gore re tswa malapeng a o ithokela kudu re toa e se re selo sa bile o fala poto mafadi ya maabane boshiwa seno fetsa wa pe ya get so ANC came to power ya rota into power ANC ya dakanto ngwe bitang school nutrition program aga ra bona re thoma o ja sekolong re ja laitse pedi ka juice ba botoditse ka peanut butter tsatle lengwe re ja stampa ka dinawa tsatle lengwe ba re fa bobe ka ponkise ngwe golo so ikutu aga so ge ke seno ja ka dinawa ka ponkise lo wena o jela ka ponkise a re toa mola re raloka o ba re tsana ka classeng a ka ngwadiwa mo le ke jela ka dinawa lo wena o jela ka dinawa but the important thing is when a teacher are in front of kua a ruta re to gona o diang o mo theeletša aga ka makare but in the past o ka se theeletše o tshwere ke tana remember yeah re tswa different families and different backgrounds o mongwe o toa seaje so o nana gore motho o to toga through go fitlhelela ka 2 or ka pass 1 a theeletše teacher ba itswa ka fapana a ka se kgone concentrate o ba concentrating mo taleng but the African National Congress has government has made it sure gore ka moka re a tshwana ka sekolo okay so again nna ke re batho a re nro vote because maloba le maabane sekolo mo e be le tshoko e primary school ya boa ya ba bokitikiti kwa ya boa ya ba o ka re le motšhedi yeah but mmusho wa ANC wa re ba gona ra bona o haiwa di-primary mo re nna mo ka puta bo koroso tse di swa tsa democracy o mma motšhoko bo mma molemane you can imagine o bo sene transport by that time batho ne ba toa mo furuko nje ba toa ka maoto ba toa gole ba ita motšhoko primary school ba toa mo ba ya kitikiti moletši ka maoto ANC ya re bona a tisha skola transport batho ba na transport
so can you understand something
maloba ba khakolo ba borna ne ba ola after 3 months ba nna ba ola kgwedi ka kgwedi be le makgowa ba ola kgwedi ka kgwedi ba borna ba ola tšheltenyana today motho o belegwa today a robelegwa today ka bošuma ya morwala ya le ena ko sasa beke kgwedi e fela wa hola yeah again it's not that much it's not that much but it's worth appreciative
true
350 anger 350 could assist awole a graduate o ba o dutse moae o sa bereke o ka tatša tech kgwedi wa reka tech e tangwa wa e tatša wa namela ntho wa e taola 30 CV jwale tšatši le lengwe modimo ga di ya mogau wa kwa ba o bitša ba reno e takeno o to re diele teng ke dilo tše e le gore mmušo wa di dia so we need not to be reckless we need not to be a generation reckless ya o destroyer these things the African National Congress has done after a democratic breakthrough yeah so we need to be considerate or remember we don't know or if musho jagi DA yotaka policy like DA never liked BBE asanga ya rat iri likhumisha batho ba bantsho DA asanga ya rata ntho ya di 350 DA asanga ya rata ntho ya ntho ya disasa ya o patela abayinyaki but rena as African National Congress re ntho ke ya o relieve batho socially ka malapeng batho ba nke bagekolo ba dula le ditolo le ditokolokhukhu tša bona ba tuwetse ke batswadi ba bona ba nna le bagekolo ba so imagine ba relya on salary I mean mo odima pay ya mogekolo it's going to be difficult mo le gore mogekolo tshwantse a patele society a ba rekele maupi a ba rekele matsapana a ba rekele o kushe kampanya ka dieta tša ya sekolong le di-uniform tša ya sekolong but mmušo wa ANC wa boya wa re no ngwana o mongwe le o mongwe o e le goreng batswadi ba ya ba bereke a ba bereke botse ngwana o bue a ngwadiswe ko sasa a kgone go kwetsa something sa gore a kgone go thokomela so a ke tsebe gore na batho ba bašwa ba borena ke tare ba dula kae on which island dilo tše ba di bone today o bo sena thata road e atendo rona ne la kwa le gore e ya ka maburu ko maburu ke maburu fela mo ka e ya ka maburu but today o follow udima se kontiri wa tsana ka gae yes we've got challenges tša ditsela tša go toa from Mategereng to Gastati from Rankuwe to Mashamaite from Chokwe to Magodu but in all fairness the African National Government has done a lot. The class is not empty but it's half full. Ona le tšeba di dirile ona le tšeba di diile mara ra le setšhaba a rena pere kgotsofala gore ba re dietse dilo tša rena ka moka ga tšona but having understanding ya gore capitalist scarce resources mmušo a bona tšhelete ntšintši o ka dilo tše ka moka tšona tše re kenyakane wa re lokelela di-toilet wa re lokelela metsi wa re lokelela dikontiri wa re lokelela diapholo ka nako ete o ka se re kgona ka gore ga re lela re le moa tšhokwe ba bangwe ba lela kwa Mashamaite kwa ba bangwe ba lela kwa Amatala ko kae-kae ba bangwe ba lela Dikgale ko kae-kae ba bangwe ba lela Molepo ko kae-kae wa ikuša so re a lela ka dilo tše di tee tša go tshwana angere ka nako ete mara mmušo o ka se responde towards our service delivery concerns all at the same time kancane tlaba fita.
So that's the importance of voting.
Yeah, let's vote today ono pasa go grade 12 botse a o pasa o ya TVET ke mahala wa university ke mahala nna am Tintswalo of one of them ke tsene University of Limpopo a ke tsebontsha ka cent ka ba ka fetša ka graduate until today a ke tsele ka bontšha ka cent thanks to the African National Congress policy on education bana ba mo ka moka bona I used to see them go Facebook ba thagetse bare o tha gore mamang o ya tšhelete ya NSFAS le wena tsena sekolo o pass o ja tšhelete ya NSFAS ke mmušo wa ANC so it's just unfortunate or rena always we look at the bad things and forget the positive things. We need to balance the two. But yes, the African National Congress it's its own faults. I get ena le diphoso tša yona I get while ena le diphoso tša yona but also ena le dilo tše dingwe tše dikuti tše di dia mo maphelong a batho.
True. So what you're saying to the viewers, you're telling them and the whole youth as a whole, they must go vote for ANC.
Yeah.
Or they must just go vote for a party of their choice.
No, I'm saying to them, they must go and give ANC another chance.
Okay. So what? You're speaking for ANC? Yes. Okay. So there you have it, guys. The councillor himself, Tintswalo. As you can hear, Oretamang lo voter, Aring ro votela ANC. Let's give ANC another chance. As he has explained, ANC has done a lot. Kai feel example like glass ANC emo hafong and ANC has a lot of things to do. So let's go out there and let's vote. Martha, do you still have any questions? Okay. Mr. Kansel, we appreciate you for coming. We appreciate you for taking your time. As you said, Oberaka 24/7, 365 days. 12 midnight, Tintswalo Raonyaka. So yeah, we really appreciate your time and for the informative and the wisdom that you have shared with us. It's really important and we are thankful. Other than that, Bafitu, as always, we are selling shoes. I hope Councillor not at our order next time. We're selling shoes. This is Air Force One. We normally have different shoes per episode. Today we were going with Air Force One. So if ever you want to order your shoes, there'll be a number in the description. There'll be a number that you can text to order your shoes. And with all that said, guys, don't forget to like, share,
and subscribe. Yeah, so Mr. Kanza,
thank you, sir.
Yeah, guy rekoile jo Mr. Kansela, Genia wona ka mga to matono of Tamafelo. It's very inspiring. Ka fela ga lena a lot from the Kansela hore situation e itseng a se ntwe ka uthibela hore motho o tswelele mo bophelo. Guy se tja o le jare dirty waters doesn't stop plants from growing.
No, okay, for having given me this opportunity to come here and allude my journey, both education and also political. I see Malaman, but ke leboga gore le kgethileng le ba bangwe ba sa tlang le ba batlileng pele ya ka re a leboga ke nore ke dire boipiletšo go setšhaba sa gešo le kudu a swa ba mo di areeng tša rena tša mo gauswi mo to like your page. I'll also share it like I did and also encourage them to like your page and also follow you gore re ska hwetša re godiša di podcast tša batho ba bangwe re tlogela ba borena. Because tomorrow when you are big, other people or other businesses will come and advertise on your podcast. And then that way you'll have income to buy mics and other things. The equipment so what I could tell you guys, it doesn't matter how many times you fall, but what is important is that how many times do you stand up and dust off yourself and continue with the journey. Along this journey, you are going to meet difficulties. Tomorrow, you might fight amongst yourself. You might have misunderstanding. The biggest things is that you must sit down and communicate amongst yourself and resolve your challenges and continue with the journey. May your podcast grow and grow and grow and grow. Thank you.
With all that said, guys, this is the end of our episode. We're ending this episode with wonderful words from the counselor himself. If you want to as fast as grade 12, if ever want to allude, go to school. Thank you. We're out of here.